Alrighty, what is up everybody? We are here in San Diego at Sunset Cliffs. This adventure today was extremely fun, but also extremely grueling, and you'll see why. So here's one of the first locations we stopped at, and it's absolutely stunning here. Honestly feels like straight out of a movie. The waves are crashing pretty hard against the rocks, but the view here is amazing.
Kind of to reiterate like what he said, it did feel like a movie. The area was so gorgeous. The color of the water was stunning. We had a nice sunny day, and just getting to spend time admiring these views was just so relaxing and peaceful.
And here's just a look at what we saw from that angle down there. But off to our next location. And location number 2 is honestly one of my favorite spots here, and you'll see why in just a little bit, but the views here were even better than the previous one.
I just think these areas are very romantic.
And this part right here was super cool because the pelicans flew right over, and they did it several times, and you'll see that in this video. And it may not look it, but from where we're standing, it's pretty much an immediate drop down, about like 10 to 15 feet. You can walk down there, but from where we're standing, it's a drop. And so here is why this is one of my favorite lookout points. Not only is the view here very like cinematic looking, but like Haley said earlier, it's also very romantic.
Yeah, whether you have a special someone or you just want to enjoy time on your own, I think this location is a really good place to do it.
Yeah, because you can really just sit here, enjoy the view, take it all in. And also, if you need to like let off some steam or calm yourself and just kind of relax, I think this is one of the best places to do it because the waves are mesmerizing and the sound of the ocean is just very calming. And honestly, there's nothing like the West Coast or like the Pacific Ocean beaches. There's something just different about them.
Can you even see them?
I don't know.
Here, let's get this one.
And you can really see here just how powerful these waves are. And right now it's kind of high tide, it's going towards low tide.
Yeah, like you can see just from this clip alone, like they're hitting the rocks pretty hard. It would be pretty dangerous. So if you're here, make sure to take caution. If you're looking over the edge or walking near the edge, just try to be a little careful.
And there's plenty of surfers here, which is really cool because you just kind of see them cruising along, doing their thing. This one was an interesting lookout point just because you can really see how close you can get to the water, especially during high tides. But right now it's going towards low tide. But a really cool spot, especially for pictures.
And smooches.
One of those bus RVs, mobile homes, how they recreate it into like a camper. I always thought that was kind of cool. I love the color too, very beachy.
I'm telling you, it seemed like these birds were flying in circles.
They were our biggest fans. They kept making their own cameos. I liked it.
Dog!
So here's another pretty cool spot when you're walking down more along the Sunset Cliffs. So yeah, it's a pretty vast open area over here, but this one's nice because you have a huge area to kind of spread out, take your pictures. So here's the top view of the sea cave. You can see in there that the water is starting to retreat, and that is good news for us.
And this is the beginning of a memorable experience in a good way and a bad way.
So here we are at the base of the cliffs, kind of, out, I don't want to say middle of the ocean, but we are pretty far out there, and the water has retreated quite a bit, enough for us to walk through and get some really cool views here, get as much footage as you can, just because there's a lot of water. And you'll find yourself in pretty cool places, such as like this first like little mini sea cave. But as fun as it was, like getting over here, it was really tough, and it started to become tough because if you don't have the right gear, such as water shoes, like if you're in your normal clothes, it's probably not the best idea to do this. So don't follow our lead.
We obviously didn't let that stop us. We were gonna get this adventure in. It was crazy to think about though, how all these rocks are constantly hit with water day in and day out. And you would think they'd be soft, but no. These things are sharp, as you can see my foot.
But you probably get some cool shots, such as this, me sitting on this rock. And it was cool just kind of sit there, relax, listen to the ocean. I enjoyed myself thoroughly, but to keep going, this is where it kind of gets really tough. So as we got closer to the sea cave, it got really hard and water got really deep, so we kind of had to leave. So it was super fun getting there.
But it definitely was a challenge. It was a lot of maneuvering and just trying to make sure you put your foot in the right place and climbing through the rocks, trying not to fall in the water. Some of us were not as successful.
Alright guys, we have had quite the adventure, but we have finally made it to the sea cave! Like the actual sea cave. We've gone through some tiny ones, but this one, this is big. Let's go.
Yeah, as you enter the sea cave, it's a pretty big open space area. There was a tour guide here, kind of leading people through.
What was crazy is we showed before the top of the cave, and once you're inside the cave, it's so much more massive than it looked from the top. It was such a cool experience.
So we highly recommend if you're willing and adventurous enough to give this a try. However, it is very dangerous. You can get hurt, and you can see one of our shorts. There was a little incident, but overall it was a fun experience, and we would definitely do it again. So I hope you enjoyed this little commentary on Sunset Cliffs.
We hope you enjoyed the video overall. Make sure to give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below and join us in the next Cozy Experience. Peace!